Ghost Cult Magazine is honored to welcome back our old friend Jukka and Kat are here. And how are you doing today?
I'm really good. Yeah, I've been just like hanging around today. Did a little bit of work, business stuff, and just like practiced a little bit of for our upcoming tour in Finland and maybe in Europe and in US, hopefully. Practicing the new songs and just basic stuff.
Of course. And, it's been such a tough time and, Finland is like everywhere else. It's small, but it's mighty. And it's been hit hard, by this whole global thing. So I certainly hope the band, yourself, your family, your friends, anybody, your cat, I hope everybody's okay, because just in general, it has been a tough time in the world, and so much more so tough for musicians who can't tour and work.
Yeah, exactly. But we're hanging there. So it's all right. We're still alive. So alive and kicking.
There it is. And of course, the new album is Origin. We've already had an incredible single and video for Paragon. More new music is on the way. This album is crushing, and it's great in all the ways this band always has been.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I really have enjoyed this. Just to help illuminate our knowledge a little bit, was this record written kind of before the last year or during the last year?
Well, it was like mostly written during the last year, but we started the production stage like in December of 2019 or in January 2020. So it's basically been written during this whole time, and the whole process it's been similar to our previous album recordings and composing wise. Pretty similar, except we're not on tour. So
naturally, so hard. A lot of people don't appreciate. I know we're living in an age where music is available, really available, all social media, streaming platforms, but most musicians, especially metal musicians, make money by going on tour, selling a shirt, handing a fan an album, autographs, VIP, whatever, or just hanging out and promoting the band. That's how a band.
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't know they had a new album.
The good times, the good times, what we miss.
Yeah. Oh, and when we miss our lives, I went 511 days, 8 hours and 19 minutes without a show. I had it written down.
Man.
I know when my last show was before everything, and my first one was a few months ago. I live in a place that's a little more open than other places, but and I'm vaccinated and I'm happy to be, but it's not for all this stuff is confusing and difficult choices for some people or whatever, but we are the last to come back and get our way of life. That's what we were told.
That's true. It's hit hard, and the funny thing is, with this this day and age, this is the first thing we talk about, obviously, and it's kind of an interesting idea to be aware of the fact that the life goes on, whether or not the pandemic life, people still survive, but this affects us so much. This is the first thing we talk about. It's weird, I'm so happy that people are so with social media and all kinds of people spreading around all kinds of things and rumors and trolling and stuff like that. It's it's really hard for people to keep their state of mind in a clear state, in a sense that you don't get swooped away with all that kind of like propaganda in one corner and in another corner.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that we are able to talk. We're gonna get this through, and then we're gonna talk about the album. And
I'm so happy to talk about.
Exactly,
I'm so happy to talk about music, and I'm so tired of talking about all this other stuff. It's just part of life, and I would say my personal thing is this is usually I interview bands in the basement of a club with a beer and a microphone in person. That's how I did my whole career, 15 years of this. And so Zoom and Skype is not new to me, but we all went to school, had to learn how to do this. We just had to pick it up one day. So I think the gift of this communication is the ability to just say, hey, how are you? I know exactly. I wouldn't be able to see you otherwise, maybe on the phone.
Exactly.
But obviously I did years of phone interviews before there was video. But yeah, I'm thrilled to you have, I mean, just as much as you're thrilled to put this record out, I'm so happy to have music to escape to, because we're still all living in this world, and life is hard anyway. Life is hard. And my grandmother used to say how hard life was, and we were like, sure it was, Grandma, but she was right. Like, they lived through plagues and disease and illness and
but that's why
poverty.
life is so good.
Yeah, life is
so
not
hard.
all bad, everybody. It's
yeah, because
pretty good. It's still
why
okay.
it's so good. Yeah, because it's hard. You know, we have challenges, so it's hard at the same time. But you know, we appreciate that stuff. You know, we reminisce about. You know, then it was so hard, but I was able to make through it and stuff like that. So that is what makes it good at the same time.
Exactly. And you know, obviously, for a band like this, for the band has been around a long time and put out a lot of music. You know, obviously everybody says this latest album is my best album or our best album or the best thing we ever made, but that's the goal. Like, people that, you know, I know that people are very cynical, but like in your heart you want to do better than the last time as an artist. And so, like, you know, what do you guys come to do you discuss anything, or do you just make music and whatever comes out? But some people are concerned, like, oh, the next record should be more this. Do you guys have discussions like that, or you just
I think it's like, it's a kind of like an inspiration / atmosphere kind of a sensation, in a sense that we don't plan so much like, you know, we're gonna make this and this kind of album, like, you know, because we follow the lead that has been laid down upon us by our previous records, and we, like, you know, we think about, you know, we make this kind of music, and now, you know, okay, this is an open road now, and whatever comes, it comes, and of course we have the OG style, you know, naturally gotta have some kind of style, because this is not like super progressive avant-garde hidden metal. You know, we are like we are melodic death metal band with like progressive elements within it. So it comes naturally. You know, Markus starts to write songs, and I start to write some lyrics and some ideas. Then we swap, like, you know, we send demos back and forth. I send him some lyrics and stuff, like ideas, and then he sends me some riffs and stuff like that. And then the whole process is kind of like a natural, it's like a natural wheel that keeps on pushing new stuff, but we don't plan it so much in that sense that we have to make this music like this kind of to have this and this and this, because we love music in general. So it has to be like, it is planned, but it's unplanned at the same time, if you know what I mean.
I get it. You know, music needs to be organic and happen naturally. I know that word is thrown around too much these days, but it does need to be, you know, a natural thing. And obviously after a long time as a writing team, you guys know each other very well. But yeah, this record's killer. I love Prime, Fortitude, obviously Paragon. We're going to talk about the video in a second. Tempest, Friction, these are incredible songs. You know, just there's no fat on them. I like a song that doesn't overdo it, you know, like too many choruses, too many verses. Get in, get out, be aggressive, be heavy, get to the point, go away. That's my personal taste.
Yeah, but that's a good that's a good opinion about that, because, you know, there's a depth and then different layers in the songs, but they're pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I don't think any of them are super long. And I came up as a progressive rock kid, and I played bass and progressive music bands, cool. But like before I was metal, but like, yeah, like I wore a lot of capes as a little kid. That usually is a sign this guy is going to be into Yes, I have a feeling. Watch out for him. He's going to sing very high and try to play bass. And so, yeah, man, but I like that, like, you know, the band has always been just very straightforward. And like, this is what we do, and you know, very Finnish. Actually, from my experience, like the Finnish bands are all not given to wildness. It's just kind of like, hey, here we are.
Exactly. What you see is what you get, in a sense.
Yeah, as opposed to the Swedes, who are like, hey, we're gonna hang out for like 25 minutes. Do you like this motif or this riff over and over?
Well, yeah. There's a kind of like, you know, I understand where you're coming from, in a sense, but you know, they're also from Scandinavia, so they have their dark side, of course.
Yeah.
but they're different from us, and we love our neighbors. So what the hell?
Yeah, of course. And I always vibed with that Swedish dark side until I listened to Opeth, and then I saw Opeth live, and Michael was very funny and very silly, and so I was like, oh yeah, he's like, to make like this harsh, evil music, and then just be very funny. And
if you can imagine, like like some of the old Opeth records when he just does a lot of growls and stuff like that. It's a nice contradiction in that sense, and I love it. Like Blackwater Park, for example, is one of my favorite albums. Like I come back to it like again and again and again because I really like it, and their music is so cool. So what the hell, as I said, we love our neighbors, we love their music, but I know they're assholes, but still, we love those assholes.
Awesome. Well, Finland never fails to represent in every interview, and I have often, Finland is not just the metal capital of the world, or one of them. I know Germany will have an argument, Sweden will have an argument, Norway will have an argument, but
you guys also have an argument about there's a lot of stuff coming from your, like a lot, and basically, this is the whole, like, if you think about it, basically it's from North America and from UK where all this started from. This is the fact.
True. I was going to say just just kind of since we were talking about the composing and the composing process, when you guys started out, or in terms of like your personal, when you started out making music and writing songs, who were some of your influences, whether they were local to you or not, like local Finnish bands?
Well, there's a lot of influences, back in 1984, when I first listened to Kiss, when I was like, 4 years old. Okay, this is remotely metal. I didn't understand it then, but when I reminisce, this remotely metal was also The Last Command. I was 6 years old when I bought the C cassette for The Last Command. I was like, fucking hell, this is so cool. From the local point, Amorphis guys, because I'm from the same suburbs of Helsinki, like Tommy Koivusaari from Amorphis, their guitar player and former singer, is from, and Snoopy, their drummer. They're from the same place where I'm from, and of course I looked up to them, those guys, and now I've been like a couple of times touring with them in States and in Europe and in Finland, and it's fun because they are just regular guys. But if you like internationally, I said Kiss and Wasp. Of course, there's like, for me, there's Iron Maiden, Megadeth. Like I fucking love Megadeth. Like I don't care like what kind of a person they Mustaine or they're like, I don't care about that. I just love the fucking music. I just like genius songwriting, like killer riffs. For my opinion, like too political lyrics, but that's just my opinion, but they're also cool. Metallica is one, I like their old stuff. Master of Puppets is like fucking A. And the more harsher, like more into death metal scene would be Old in Flames. Dissection is one of my, Dimmu Borgir, Emperor, like those bands. Like basically, if you go deeper into underground, like Ancient Wisdom, like from Kruakhan used to be like this folk metal thing. Like when I was like 15 or 16, like some of their albums was, but also from the heroic metal scene, like old Camelot. I love old Camelot, like the things that they put out like in the beginning of 2000, like was it the Fourth Legacy, maybe the album from Camelot? This was like really awesome for me. But if I think about like non-metal scene, I love like the old Police, of course. I love Beatles. Rolling Stones is that they have a couple of good songs, but that's not my cup of tea. And I love Dave Matthews Band. I also love hip hop, like old Cypress Hill, like Four and stuff like that. It's like if it's good music, it's good music. Those are the influences.
A good song is a good song. And exactly. I was gonna say, obviously, what the band does is you're very focused, right? And things don't, like current things don't seep in because you guys have been on your own path for such a long time with such a unique style. But I do wonder, like, you know, so, you know, everybody, you're a sponge, you listen to music. Do you find yourself, you know, filtering in or out? Oh, like this part sounds like made in the twin guitars sometimes, or this part sounds like old Metallica with a thrash riff sometimes, a heavy riff.
Well, yeah, sometimes it can happen that you get a relation to those like riffs or bands or musicians that you relate to, and but it kind of happens like after you hear like after you demo the songs, and you're like, you know, this sounds like that, but it's not on purpose in a sense. I think it's kind of like it's a beautiful thing that you can discover those things in your own music, and not to pursue them in such sense that you would like, you know, I have to make more of this because it sounds like Iron Maiden, so it will be a key to success or something bullshit like that. But you know, it's so it's beautiful to discover that they exist within the music after you write it.
Nice work. And then in terms of lyrics, like what's on your mind these days? What's inspiring your lyrics in 2020 and 2021?
It's a continuation of the previous work I've done on OG albums and in my writing style in general. But it's like an inner path. This album really, like, it says origin, so origin refers to one's truest self. In that sense, like where do you come from? Like okay, you can think about it. Where do you come from? Like where are you from which part of the world or stuff, like, or where do you come from, like in a sense, like in respect to your family. But you know, this is more like, you know, where do you come from, like inside, what are your thoughts, like what is your thought process, what is your like growth process in a sense. So it's about that, like, you know, really have to dig like those depths. You have to let yourself go to like to succumb to the, how can you say it, to the great ocean of yourself, and then to be able to rise above the waves and to be able to see things clearly. It's basically about that.
Nicely done. Nice work. I love, on the flip side, so you have these very serious topics and very interpersonal and emotional lyrics, and then the Paragon video is hilarious. I know it's meant, it's tongue-in-cheek and it's meant to be satire a little bit, but it's really funny and it's beautifully shot. So I just wanted, like, I think it's probably one of the best videos you guys have ever made in terms of just the production scale.
Yeah, it was done by like Dream Day Media by Uwe Lingvall, who has been in shooting a lot of videos for different bands and different genres and stuff like that. And Uwe is kind of a hippie guy that, like, you know, he just like goes around with his instinct and his intuition, and we were really happy about the end result. You know, we made 2 videos, like, you know, yesterday we released the new video for Reckoning, and also Uwe did that one too, and I think there's like a following to the first one, which was about the whole American thing with the cars and the cheerleaders and stuff like that, which is something that we like to do for a change, because, you know, usually in death metal scene it's forests and it's gloomy and it's stuff, but we had to do I love that stuff too, but you know, we did exactly.
Out of that fire. I think about who did the video last year. I think it was I'm trying to remember the band where it was like in the winter with fire, and I was like, oh, of course. Like every video. Naturally. And it was a great video. I'm blanking out right now, but yeah, I as an American, I love the huh?
Was it a Finnish band?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right. You know, I'm not gonna go to the guessing game.
It could be but it could be any band in extreme metal. Exactly. Last year it was like, let's do a video in the forest while it's snowing with humongous fireballs and almost melt the gear. But as an American, I love I'm definitely gonna check out Reckoning, and I love the Paragon video. It's very funny, and I got it. You know, I get it. we deserve any mockery if we fully deserve it. So I'm all for it.
But it's also like a thing of respect, because origins also, like, from as we talked about before, like origins in metal, they come from your parts of the world. So still it's not a mockery in a sense. It can be funny, but there's like Marcus, he really loves those cars and stuff. He's really into that stuff, and we were like, of course we can make that kind of video, like, what the hell, it's something different, it's something fresh, and it's something cool in that sense that you can see it as like a joke. But it's still, it's not a joke, because we are really serious about this stuff, but we are not serious in that way that you have to do it like this. No. It's like we can do this kind of stuff, we can do different kind of stuff. People are happy, people are enjoying the music, enjoying the videos. So what the hell?
There it is. I just have a few more questions for you, man. You've been terrific. It's been great to catch up with you. Very excited about these tour dates, at least to get to promote the record. A lot of bands are not going on tour right now. So you guys just booked a whole tour to support the release of the record. And obviously I know you're looking forward to getting out in front of people again.
Oh, it's one of the things we love the most about this stuff. So
awesome. We do a weekly news show on YouTube, and we highlight festivals and tours, especially because there weren't any for so long. So we make sure that everybody knows about them. And so we mentioned you guys this week because we just saw the announcement of the second video and the tour. So we shouted that out, and hopefully things continue to reopen and we stay safe and we can bring you back here to America, because that's
exactly, it would be awesome. We would love to come back. We've been there like 4 times before, and it's always been a blast. Awesome shows, awesome people, good head banging, all the works. So what the hell, what's wrong with that? We can reunite, we can meet each other again and have those blast times we used to. So
there you go. How do you feel about American beer?
The microbreweries or the large ones?
Either. I mean, the big brands I don't care about.
Well, Bud Light is weird. It's kind of like water, but microbreweries and the stuff you guys do, it's beautiful. I'm drinking beer right now.
Cheers. What are you drinking? A summer ale. That sounds like my style.
Yeah, it's like summer's almost over, so I'm keeping up with the vibes.
We're getting all the October and autumn beers now, so I try to get my hands on some of those styles. And but
it's kind of weird that pumpkin beer. It's a weird, wild stuff.
Yeah, it depends. I think there's only one brand that has ever done it well, and I think that's Sam Adams in Boston. Yeah. But right now I only have a seltzer because it's early in the day in California. But a beer later for sure. I need a beer.
Beer o'clock.
Beer o'clock. It's always beer o'clock, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
But as I said, I was just doing some work, so I can't mix
the
beer in my regular work.
It's like it's like 8:30 here or something. So we're on it. I'm just hanging here with my girlfriend. We're just having a time and drink a couple of beers and stuff like that.
As you should with the cat, and
of course with the cat.
Yeah, of course. Just for a last bit of a last fun question, because I always like to end on a wild card question, is obviously the band has been around for 25 years and you've been in music about that long. I don't know if there's any advice you could go back and give yourself, if you could, and what would it be in terms of being in the music business? Well,
I would say just do what you're doing. You're doing super.
Confidence, self-confidence boost. I like it.
Yeah, that's the stuff, because that was the stuff that got me here. So
right on. I mean, it's hard, and a lot of people will,
because of course I have to say, the mistakes I made, they were for a reason. That's my opinion. I've learned from them and stuff like that. Maybe slowly, but still. So if there weren't any mistakes, I would be in a different place now, and maybe not so happy place where I'm not at. So
right on. Awesome.
Yeah.
Jukka, thank you so much for hanging out with Ghost Cult
today.
You're
welcome, man.
The new Omnium Gatherum record is coming out November 5th on Century Media Records. We're super excited about it. Congratulations on the new album. Good luck on the tour. Continue to be safe. And best of luck to you, my friend. I hope to see you soon, either in Europe or here.
See you on the road, man.